Good morning. You join me in my Premier Inn hotel in York, and I'm about to set off on the Yorkshire Wolds way. So I'm in York at the moment because maybe I can explain this on the trail, but I've had to do the walk in reverse from Filey to Hessel. So York is a good stopping point overnight before getting a train towards Filey. So I'm going to just finish getting ready, walk to the station, come with me, and then we'll meet you in Filey. Good morning, or should I say afternoon. You join me out on the trail, Yorkshire Wolds Way. Just started there. So I didn't have any time to visit the beachhead at the end of Filey Break because it's about 12:30 now. I decided to start a bit late because I'm only walking 11 miles into Ganton today, so I don't want to start too early and get to the hotel too early. But yeah, 12:30. Any later than that, I could be arriving walking in the dark, which I don't really want to do. So, here's the trail. Maybe you've noticed, I've got a new camera now. I've upgraded. So, I think I'll talk about it instead of the school nearby, so I don't want to look like I'm filming the school, so in a bit. So, just walked about a mile and a bit now, come into this little village, I think it's called Muston. So, yeah, let's talk about why I'm doing the Yorkshire Wolds Way and why I'm doing it in this way. So, the Yorkshire Wolds Way, the reason I chose this walk is because right now it is November 3rd, and so I was thinking of maybe doing something at the Gales Highway, or I don't know, maybe the Rob Roy Way, but where that area is a bit more mountainous, and back in November the weather is unpredictable, and so the problem is it could easily get cancelled. So I think the Yorkshire Ways is low level, and you know, if it's really bad weather, I mean, most of the time I'm just in film farmland and gentle wildland, so yeah. But anyway, get out of this village and I'll talk more about why I'm doing it in the direction I am. These guys had me worried. They're blocking the path. Not blocking the path, but they're on staring at me. So, why am I going from Filey to Hessel instead of Hessel to Filey like most people do? Well, the simple answer is accommodation is a bit fucked up. Just been around here, see this view, nice open countryside. I think it's getting a bit quieter now. So, one thing about the Yorkshire Wolds Way is, I mean, a lot of people probably haven't heard of it, and that would be because, you know, it's very, I don't know why, it's just not on a lot of people's radars. The Wolds are just sort of ignored area, and then so the Wolds Way, I mean, people walk it, but not many people do. So, a lot of people don't walk it, and because of that there's not much accommodation route, and I'm doing it 4 days. Yeah, so today I'm walking to Ganton, 11 miles, hotel there. The problem is I had to space it out. It's got to do one 26-mile day in November. Oh, it's going to be crazy because accommodation is so spaced out. And the day 3, when I walk to North Newbold, which would be the second to last day, the day after I just walk home, walk to Hessel and go home with the train. There's a hotel there I'm going to stay in, an inn that isn't open Monday, Tuesday, because I booked the week off work, had to start, you know, from Monday, Tuesday today, so it wouldn't have worked out if I was going up that way, so I had to come back, go do it the other way, then I can get there Thursday night, they're open, everything is okay. Yeah, look at this. Well, the weather is okay at the moment. One big issue I've had in my videos is wind noise. Now, I've got a microphone, hopefully this is blocking out the wind. We'll see. So I don't know if you can see the cliffs over there. There's the coast in the distance, just over there. So I didn't get to go to the coast because I was running a bit lower on time. So I don't know actually what the difference in terms of like difficulty you'll be walking in this direction. I mean, regardless, you're going to go up and down. You're going up and down the way there. I think the scenery is alright today, and then day 2 and 3 really nice, spectacular, and I think day 4 is quite a lot of woodland walking down into Hessel. So we'll see. It's about 1 o'clock now. I'm going to walk for an hour and a half, stop lunch, and then get to the hotel maybe 4:30, something like that. Yeah, in a bit, taking the scenery. Flixton Wold, 3 miles. One thing I must say, it's a very well signposted trail for sure. Like, it's excellent. I mean, I reckon if something went wrong in your online map that you use to navigate, and they messed up, you'd be fine. There's a lot of signs. There's one just down there. So it's very quiet. If I haven't seen anybody, I'm discounting obviously seeing people by roads and houses as we pass by. But on the trail, no. I might have seen a few people in Filey who maybe had just finished the way. But no, I haven't really seen anyone on the Wolds way yet. Here's another sign. Making my way through this little valley, farmland valley. I changed my mind, but autumn is definitely the most beautiful month of the year, and the most beautiful season of the year. It's lovely in this woodland here. Absolutely lovely. Starting to get our first hill-like scenery. Hilly, very Woldsy. At first it was a bit more sort of flat, and now it's starting to open up. Looks like we're heading uphill. First time. It's very, large expansion of the fields and wolds. It's lovely, very nice. So yeah, just came up from there. Now we make our way onwards. I think I've only got about 6 miles now till I finish, so I'll be done about 4 p.m. It's a shorter day because tomorrow is going to be a brutal 26 miler. Oh, yeah, in a bit. So that's where we've made our progress up through the valley, up this field, through this gate, and carrying on along the Wolds Way, along this road. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, it's very isolating already, this walk. I mean, it's so quiet, so quiet. I mean, I've not seen anybody at all. So, I mean, like, if you like isolation, then this walk's definitely for you. I mean, I've still got 3 more days. They could be busier, but I doubt it. These valleys are very beautiful. Superb. So I think, if you want to do this trail, I'd say look well in advance for accommodation. Don't chance it. Of course, you can wild camp it. I didn't want to wild camp because it's November, and I have to get to my tent at 5 or something, 4:35. That's too early. You're limited to these daylight hours, aren't you? So maybe I think this is a very good one for your winter walking, because it's not like incredibly wild, and when the weather turns, you're not necessarily in any sort of form of danger, but you also do get a very sense of solitude on this walk. It's a good balance. Like I said earlier, I don't know what it'll be like for the rest of the trail, but I imagine it might be even quieter. It's obviously not very quiet when you're next to the road though, that's for sure. Here we go. Another turn off Saxon Wold, 2 miles. The sheep scarpering as soon as they see me. Look at this though. Look at it. It's magnificent. I mean, it didn't take long to get into these, you know, fantastic views. And hopefully there's a bench soon because I want to sit down and eat as I'm starving. Starving. So if you can see, I got the waterproof cover out for my backpack. It got wet. Sat down to have lunch and the rain started. Always happens. Every time I sit down to have lunch, rain starts, and now it's stopped, but I'm not risking taking it off and getting all my clothes soaking wet. So I'm just seemingly in a little, very, very small valley, and I'd hate to call it a valley. And I must have about, I'm not sure how long I have left actually, but today's been good. It's been windy. That's it really. A little bit of rain, mostly wind. We'll have a look. I've done 11k, so I've got about, oh, I've gone the wrong way. That's why. So, how long have I got? 7k. What's that, about 4 miles? Yeah, not long. Another sign. Like I said, this walk is incredibly well signposted. And look at this, it's lovely. Lovely views. So, the plan for this whole entire trip is, so today I'm walking to Ganton, and tomorrow, Wednesday, is 26 miles from Ganton to Fridaythorpe. Yeah, that's going to be long. And then, yeah, in Fridaythorpe I arrive at some sort of, like, it's like a glamping site. It's got like a glamping pod that's got an ensuite and everything. Like, there's no way, I don't like non-ensuite toilets. I hate having to share a toilet with someone. It's not my favourite thing. And then on Thursday, it's very steep here. Thursday, I am walking 36 kilometres, 22 miles to North Newbold. That is, stay in a pub, hotel at night. And then Friday, it's about 19 miles from North Newbold to Hessel, which is meant to be the start point, but obviously for us, it's the end point. But yeah, like I said, don't be put off. Like, if you have to go, like, typically in my mind, I like to do trails, the designated direction. But if you can't, or you have a preference, then go for it. It's no problem. Like, especially in this time, I literally had to because of the limited accommodation. You know, accommodation being closed on certain days. Just do what you got to do. So my new gear here is, I've got the camera I'm using right now is the DJI Osmo Action 5. And I'm using it with the adventure pack, so that comes with a sort of a case to put the GoPro in, almost the Action Pro in, and then it has a stick like a gimbal which I'm holding with now. And if you can see this thing here is a microphone, DJI Mic Mini. Connect it to this, clip on to you with a magnet, and then you can use also the muff-like thing that you put on top that blocks out all the wind noise. Because I've been playing this footage back and it's been amazing. It's been so windy, but you can hear me absolutely perfect. So yeah, but DJI Osmo Action 5 cost me maybe £400 plus the microphone £50. It's very well worth it because it's very, very, very good footage. I'd say absolutely go ahead and get it. Don't waste any time. Like, I mean, it depends what company, unless you have a better camera, but I had a GoPro Hero 7. That's old. So no, it's okay, but it's old. Yorkshire Wolds and the Centenary Way. To be honest, I'm not sure what the Centenary Way actually is. Not heard of it before. I think I might have just vaguely heard of it during watching hiking videos and whatnot. Still now, hopefully you can hear me because I haven't turned the wind microphone on, so hopefully the GoPro microphone is doing good. I keep calling it GoPro, it's not called GoPro. But yeah, very extensive views over the valley over there. It's lovely. So I'm not too sure if that possibly could be the Vale of Pickering, the Vale of Ronnie Pickering. I'm not sure, but I know there's a huge valley on this trail, like the just extensive sort of farmland valley down below is called the Vale of Pickering, the Vale of Ronnie fucking Pickering. Yeah, seems to be there. I can see some sort of reservoir. But anyway, so today was a good day, quite an easy day. 11 miles isn't much difficult, so I'm just gonna. I probably won't record till I get outside the hotel now because it's only about a mile left to go. And yeah, I'll show you around the room. Then I guess I'll have scran and go to bed, get rested for tomorrow's big day of walking. Huge day. It's very nice up there. A little, I don't know if you can see it from here, but so because the camera quality's just gone down to make I switched it to the super night mode just so you can see everything because it's a bit darker now. Just making my way through this path, and then 5-10 minutes I should be at the hotel. And I'm a little bit tired. I can't imagine how I'll be tomorrow. Don't even want to think about it. Here we are. There it is. The Ganton Greyhound. Let's get checked in. So I've arrived at my hotel now. Ganton Greyhound. There's reception down there. And this is my room. It's lovely. And you know what? The TV has YouTube and Netflix. Oh, tears in my eyes. You know, like if you're in a hotel for a few hours by yourself, it get boring, but YouTube, that is amazing. I wasn't expecting that. So I'm gonna chill, have dinner about 6:30, something like that. It's about 4:30 now, so chill, get out these clothes, shower, dinner. We'll talk later. It's a good day. Right, settled in for the night. Just about to go and have some dinner. It's so early. The hotel room is very sweet, very nice. I mean, the only downside is it's a bit loud out there on the road, but I can handle that. So today was fairly easy, 11 miles. It was not that long. Some inclines, some hills, nothing crazy, and the main difficulty was the wind, and that was mostly just because the wind was very loud, and that wasn't blowing me over or anything like that. There was a little bit of rain as well, but that was it. I think tomorrow it looks like it's going to rain until lunchtime and then be dry, and then Thursday and Friday should be dry as well, so hopefully, so fingers crossed. And yeah, 26 miles tomorrow, so we'll try and leave as early as possible. It just depends when breakfast is here, but if I can get it before 8, I can leave here 8:15, 8:30, so we'll see you in the morning. Good morning, heading off now. Wet, windy morning. Heading off for day 2. Good morning. Join me at the start of day 2. Just joined this path. Just left the road. Left the hotel. The hotel was absolutely lovely. The owners very nice people. Nice room. Telly. I had heard reviews about the Wi-Fi being bad, but I didn't have any problems with it. And yeah, gave me a good rest for a big day today. 26 miles. Never done anything more than 25, so this will be my biggest day of walking. Just gonna plough on. It's 8:20 now. Just gonna make sure I just don't stop much at all today. Apart from maybe like 5 minutes for lunch. I'm talking very quick lunch break. Might even eat whilst on the move. You know, it'll be pitch black by 5, so that's my goal, is make it there before 5. Yes. So as I've been saying quite frequently, this is a big day of walking. 26 miles. The most I've ever done is 25 miles on the West Highland Way. But that was in July, you know, in Scotland, where days are incredibly long. Here in East Yorkshire, or North Yorkshire still, In November, it's light about 7, then it gets dark about 4:30. So I'm very limited. And also today, I've seen 3 people on the trail, but I still don't know if I'd count it because 1 runner, 2 dog walkers, they didn't look like they were walking the way because they didn't have big bags on or anything, so I think they were just local. Fucking hell. Oh shit, man. Slippery. But yeah, really lovely with all the autumnal colours. And yeah, so I just got to keep on walking, keep my head down, just go. Don't stop often, just go. Get to Friday Thorpe. Tomorrow's a bit more manageable, it's only about 22 miles. So yeah, let's just see, let's just go. Very good views down there. So I'm about, I think, 3 miles in. We've got about 23 left to go. Yeah, so annoying. I wanted to just be able to space this all out, but you know, I have to do this 80-mile walk in 4 days. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. 4 days, manageable. It's doable. But yeah, maybe, like I said yesterday, look well in advance to see if you can space out accommodation well. Maybe see you're doing 5 or so days around 15 miles, 45. So yeah, maybe some days a little bit longer, 20 miles. It's because, yeah, just not much accommodation on here. It's not like the West Highland Way, where I probably could space it out in any amount of time. I did it at 5, you could do it at 8 or 9. Yeah, incredible. But for the last bit, there's not been so much to film, so like, views-wise, I've been sort of through little lanes and many views, so but we'll catch up in a sec. Coming up to a lovely bench with a lovely view here. So I've just done about 4 miles now. Saw a sign 6 miles to Wintringham, the Wolds way. Sign there. Look at these views. They're lovely. It's really lovely. There's a path running adjacent to it. You can see the valley down below. Cars going by. And the weather has been okay so far. It was raining when I left, and now it's drying out. I think it's meant to be a bit much drier later, and then tomorrow I think it's meant to be quite sunny actually, which would be nice. And then on Friday I think it's misty but dry. And then that's it. We'll see though. You know, the weather's unpredictable. It's not always accurate in the forecast. Some sort of glamping yurts around there. Quite nice. I wonder if you could stay in them. Normally those sort of things are like 2 nights minimum, and maybe it's seasonal. Like tonight I'm in a glamping pod, and I'm surprised I was able to get it just for 1 night. It's a glamping pod with, like, you'll see it when I get there, but it's got like a bed and a kettle and a little kitchen workspace, a bunk bed and an ensuite with a shower. You look at the views, and in front of me there's a person on the trail, which is rare. So it turns out that man, he actually was warning me that there was some shooting going on ahead, and he asked if I could wait 10 minutes. I was like, sorry, I can't. I've got a long day, I've got to go. Just go. And they said it was okay. So I went through. Everyone was friendly. They let me go by. Yeah, I was getting worried. Yeah, I was thinking, shit, I can't have another delay on a big day like this. No chance. Just checking out the view now. It's fucking windy. So I'm about 6 miles into the trail now, and 20 left to go. And often you say that 6 miles down, 20 to go, maybe about 19. It's about 10:30 now, so I'm hoping I can just get the 5 before 5, because I kind of think 5 is when it'll be pitch black. But now I'm in this sort of funny, like sort of out of place woodland, because you haven't seen any of these trees around on this trip, and I believe I'm not so far from Wintringham now. And at Wintringham there's nothing. Maybe it would have been a place to, I don't know, maybe there's a shop. No, nothing, it's just a little village. That's the thing, a lot of these little villages don't have anything, no shop, no hotel, no pub, purely just homes. Anyway, let's crack on. Great views from up there. I've seen this before on the Yorkshire World Way videos. This is some sort of circle of statues. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, the weather's staying alright. It's holding up okay. I'm about 9 miles into the trail, so that means about 17 to go. Like I'm saying, I'm just planning on trying to get there before dark, or before pitch black at least. Nice little gate. It's about to descend through this woodland. Man, look at these colours. Lovely. And this is, I've seen this on the videos many times, steep steps. Normally most people are going the other way, so they're coming up them, but I'm going down them. Yeah, the scenery is just getting more magnificent as we go and we go. It's lovely. And like I said yesterday, autumn is undoubtedly the most beautiful season in the year. I mean, like, it adds so much. I mean, if it was bare and the trees were all grey, it would really take away from everything right now, but it's spectacular. Spectacular. This is one appeal of thinking of doing this trail in November, because I knew there was quite a fair bit of woodland walking, and early November is probably the peak time for autumnal colours, especially like in the northeast. Man, it is so quiet on this trail, honestly. Like, I've not seen anyone. I mean, I know I mentioned a few people this morning, but they weren't doing the trail. So quiet. I know it's November, but still, like, there's hardly anybody about. That's shut. Yeah, all good. It's like no one around. It's such a isolating experience. Like, there's a church up there. I think that's Wintringham Church. Big. Huge. But yeah, like, if you want solitude, come and do this show. Like, I don't know what it'll be like in the summer. Maybe a bit busy. I hear the Wolds get busy, especially the Wolds Way can get a little bit busier on weekends. People just doing portions of it. But I mean, today's Wednesday. Then we've got tomorrow, Thursday, and so tomorrow is Thursday, and then Friday. I've only got 2 more days, not walking on any weekends. So yeah. It's actually nice, this little field. That's the only downside, is some fields can be a bit ugly in autumn and winter, whereas in the summer, like, this would be like could be a wildflower meadow or something. Magnificent views. So I think I'm not too far off being halfway for the day. I have 23 kilometres left. I've done 19. So yeah, about 2 kilometres. I reached halfway point. So we can marvel at the views. Nice. Another signpost. Heading into this woodland. Like I was saying earlier, the colours are amazing. It's about 12 o'clock now. So yeah, like I said earlier, gone for about 4 hours now. 11 miles, 12 miles. Just gotta try and finish this fucking walk before it gets too dark. I can get to my accommodation for the night. Man, the weather is night and day compared to, you know, yesterday afternoon and this morning. It's glorious. You know, it makes it so much easier, especially trying to do such a long day. The weather's really still. I mean, it's still a little bit windy, but the hood going off. I don't have the cover on my bag anymore. I don't think I need it anymore. Just taking in the sun. It's nice because I haven't really seen it on this trip. So quiet, it's crazy. Like, you will not, like if you do this in the winter, you're not going to see anyone on this trail. I can just guess. So it's about 12:35 now. I think I'll keep walking just for a little bit, then I'll stop for literally like 5 minutes maybe just to have lunch. So I'll see you when we get there. So I didn't even bother actually stop to eat. I just ate whilst walking, just want to save as much time as possible. I mean, I don't advocate, regularly never stopping on a walk and like eating whilst walking. Like, you should always stop to eat, but sometimes you push for time, you can do it. And it's even on a big day like this, like tomorrow's 22 miles, I think I'll be able to fit in like a 10-15 minute time period to sit down and eat. So I've just come from there, down this path. I should be heading up. You might be able to see up there and to who knows where. But it's looking like this last, I think I've only got about 10 miles left. And it's looking like the last 10 miles are quite hilly and scenic. So that'll be quite interesting. We'll see. And I'm going to pass Thixondale as well, which is a very, very nice village before we get to Friday Thorpe. So just made my way up this hill. And down there was a little signpost saying Hessel in 50 miles, meaning I've done 30 miles, meaning tomorrow I'll probably have passed the halfway mark point, probably early on. Yeah, it's good to know. Behind me it looks ominous, like it's going to rain, but maybe that's just the lighting of this camera. Maybe. It looks okay to me. We'll see. So there's a sign there saying Thixondale, 4.5 miles, which means maybe about 7 miles to Friday Thorpe. But look out here, it's just so wide open. It's very nice, but I am very, very tired. And I've still got 9 miles or something to go. Probably isn't 7 or 8, probably like 9. Warren Percy. I think Warren Percy is like an ancient village, deserted medieval village in England in its heyday around. I'll leave you to read it. So yes, abandoned medieval village. And it also signifies about 8 miles now left to go. I think I've said it, I've worn out of the phrase I'm so tired, but I am, and I'm going to be so tired when I get there. Oh my god. There it is. Warm, Percy. And I don't know if you can see ahead, but it looks like we're going now through this little valley. Certainly still quite windy, but I can manage that as long as there's no rain. I mean, it's just so beautiful here. Check out this valley. So we're not far from Thixondale now, 2 miles. And an interesting fact about Thixondale, I saw it in the documentary about the Yorkshire Wolds Way, was that so you see the valley over there. Thixondale is basically, maybe imagine at the bottom of that, situated in between 2 giant chalk hills, obviously bigger. And it's a medium-sized village. I don't know what the population is, but for decades, or possibly just years, they had no signal. It was a signal black spot, so I think TV reception was awful, phone call reception. See, now it's changed a lot, and it also is a very beautiful village, so when we get there, I'll definitely film it. Oh. Man, my body is screaming at me I think I might be pausing this over, just have a rest, sit down for a few seconds. But I can't. I just gotta get there. I've got to get there, then I can just relax. Yeah, I generally wouldn't recommend trying to walk this distance in November. Like, it's just so impractical. But I've got to do it. I've not got too long left. Is what it is. Oh my word, one of those jet planes flew like right above my head, not too far from the ground, and felt like my entire body was gonna like just come out of itself. It's like the loudest thing I've ever heard. It was crazy. It startled me so much. Dear me, put me on edge. But it's a bit more quiet and relaxed down here, despite the wind. I think not very far from Thixondale, and yeah, definitely done over, I think I've done about 21 miles now, so 5 more to go. Look at this valley. Lovely. So I think this path is going to take me down into Thixondale. Then from Thixondale, it's just a few miles into Friday Thorpe. A few miles. Oh. I'm losing my mind out here, honestly. So isolated and quiet. Again, I've seen a couple more people with dog walkers. I'm still yet to see people walking the Wolds Way in its entirety. If I don't see anyone, then this will be the first time on a trail I've not seen another fellow walker of the same trail. What's also interesting is this is actually the second national trail I've actually done, third actually. The first one since the West Highland Way, because the Cumberland Way isn't a national trail. The Afric Kintail Way isn't a national trail, and that one I did in October wasn't even. I just found out on all trails. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is they're like recognised national trails. So Yorkshire Wolds Way, West Highland Way. Scotland's a different. Scotland great trails, but same category. This is a national trail. Something like the Cumbria Way is yet to be officially recognised, although it is still a fairly well marked official path. Like you can still call it an official path. It's well recognised. I think the Yorkshire Wolds Way must be probably the quietest of all the national trails, for sure. I'll be surprised if it's not. I mean, I know it's November, but I reckon if I did the West Highland Way this time, I would still see loads of people per day. I still see people. I could do it in like peak of winter, January, snow. I still see more people. It's just so much more well known. Even the Afric Kintail Way, like that's not even officially recognised, and I saw more people. It was May. Who knows? I mean, when I did the Cumbria Way, I only saw one person doing the actual trail, but I saw many other people out and about, but I at least saw one. And the first one I ever did was the South West Coast Path. September 2023, I didn't film any of it. I only did 60 miles from Penzance to Falmouth, and I obviously saw quite a lot of people walking the trail. Here it is, famous Thixondale. What a beautiful village. I don't know what the population is right now. I can find out and put it up on screen, but it's very beautiful. So I've got to make my way through here, possibly up that hill up there, and down through a valley, then I'll be in Friday Thorpe. I just can't wait. Friday Thorpe feels like a dream. Sign back there said Friday Thorpe in 3 miles. 3 miles. Just gotta go up here. I think I've got uphill to do. Come down. I'll be there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting to rest. Sounds like I'm gonna die. Just looking forward to have a rest. I've not had a rest this whole walk. Silly idea to plan 26 miles in November. Actually, how the fuck is long this get? There we go. Sorry, I don't know why I filmed that. It's probably not very interesting. What a lovely valley. I wonder if that thing in the tree is something to do with owls, regardless of whatever has happened, it's been tipped over. But there's quite a few owls in the Yorkshire Wolds, and a lot of preservation of owls as well. A lot of people doing a lot to preserve them. It's pretty cool. I think I might have seen one yesterday. I think maybe I saw one, but I'm not sure. Yeah, just got to be going up that path, and then I reckon be at Friday Thorpe. Can't even speak, I'm so tired. I haven't seen many rocky formations on this trail. Everything's been very soft. That'd be a very nice bench to sit on. well, I think this is the final stretch down to Friday Thorpe. I keep saying Friday Thorpe. Friday Thorpe is. Never walk 26 miles in a day. Never do more than about 25. Like 26. I mean, yeah, it's just, this would be fine in the summer. It's just like, because I had to rush completely. Because, like, in the summer, if I was doing this in the summer, I wouldn't have to be rushing. I could just, you know, I would have left maybe not so early, not at 20 past 8, maybe like 9:30 or 10 maybe. So I could just, and then I'd be arriving about 7 o'clock, but that would be no problem because it'd still be light. But by 7, long dark November. It's long gone dark in November. Anyway, I think the walk's been very enjoyable today, very nice scenery. But I think I've just been a bit stressed out, just racing, trying to get. Tomorrow is about 22 miles, a bit shorter, so I just gotta, you know, when it comes to that, I gotta just take it a bit easier, but still make sure I get to my hotel in North Newbold before dark, or on dark, so I'm not walking in the dark for too long. Anyway, I'll catch up when I'm in Friday Thorpe. Finally, I've reached Friday Thorpe. Oh, tears in my eyes, honestly. Tears in my eyes. Lovely. Oh, finally reached my accommodation for the night. Just need to find my pod. Beach, mine's with silver birch. Here it is. Here it is. So this is the pod. It's got a little tap and a kettle, toaster, microwave. Bathroom. All is good. That's the most important thing after the bed. And you're en suite, and yeah, it's a nice bed, bunk bed. So, you know, it's pretty nice. You know, I'd rather obviously been in the hotel. Like, it's a bit more company and stuff. This is by myself. I think there's one other couple just together in another pod, but it's a bit lonely. But you know, tomorrow get to that pub, hotel, stay there overnight, and then after that, one more walk, and it's home time. As you can probably imagine, very, very tired. You know, 26 miles, never done anything that big. 25 is my biggest on the West Highland Way. But that was in July. You know, we had basically unlimited daylight hours. I mean, I think that day I started about 10 and finished somewhere around 7. Which doesn't matter, because in July in Scotland, doesn't get dark till about 10. Hey, anyway, so tomorrow I've got about 34 kilometres, much more reasonable. Still long, but it's about 21 miles. 21 or 22 miles tomorrow, and then get to the hotel, the New Inn in North Newbold, and then from there, obviously I'll have a sleep, relax, and the next morning wake up, and it's 19 miles until Hessel, the end point. Obviously the start point, but for me the end point. So anyway, I'll see you out in the morning, and yeah, I need to get some rest. So I've just left Friday Thorpe now. And I'm heading on for the second to last day. It's about 22 miles to North Newbold for the hotel. And from then, sleep and a day's walk to the train down home to London. But first, this day. So, once I get a bit more out into like countryside, I'll bring you back. There's a loud gate. So, straight out into these dales. I think this is actually referred to as a dale. Yeah, it's not quite like the Yorkshire Dales, but this sort of valley is called a dale. So I've been thinking, I've had some sort of bad revelation of myself, and I'm thinking, like, I love hiking and I love like the idea of a long distance hike. But every time I'm on these multi-day hikes, well, it's a day hike, I find these multi-day hikes, I get so lonely and just start to go a bit funny. It's just very, very, very difficult. I can't. But like when I'm home, I'm reminiscing about the walk. But when I'm on it, I'm stressed out. I just want to get home. Like, obviously, I'm not going to quit. The only reason I'd quit now is if, like, I get injured or something. But I want to finish. I mean, just got to walk today and tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow I won't even think that way. I know I just get on the train. It's just so difficult. Because, especially in this one, it's so quiet and isolating. This trail. It's just, like, difficult to accept. But, like, maybe... Like, I just need to be doing this. Maybe need to find someone to do this with, these trails. You know, it's tough to accept. It really is. But I don't know, we'll see. I might think differently by the end of today or tomorrow when I finish the trail. We'll see. So I think the profile for today in terms of topography, just terrain, I think the first few miles today, sort of in the dale-like section, hillier. I think it might be farmland and some hills to the end. I'm not too sure though. There's not a great deal of information on this trail because there's not many people do it. So the best way to find out things is to come and do it for yourself. What a bench this is. What a bench. Like, this would be an amazing spot if it was the right timing. Stop here for lunch. You get the view. Oh my word. What a view that would be. What did I say? Poetry point. That's maybe people write poems even there. That's nice. And yesterday was just so brutal. Like, generally I recommend never do 26 miles. Generally try not to do any more than about 22, 23. Like in the summer you can maybe, because you won't be rushing so much. That's certainly one thing, is to not rush it so much if you are doing such a big distance. But I had to rush. Well, anyway, let's just hope today's shorter mileage is a bit of a welcome relief. We'll see, because it's still fairly long. Friday, tomorrow, which is tomorrow, 19 miles is perfectly normal. I do that sort of distance quite regularly, so hopefully I'll be okay there. And I think the terrain is very, very easy. Like about 700 metres elevation gain now, which for 30 kilometres is very, very small. So about 3 miles in now, me and us have only like 19 miles left to go. Still pretty long, but you see the scenery, it changes a lot when you're on a day over and you're out in like wide open farmland, and then you're in woodland the next thing, and it's very ever changing. In the woodland time of year, it's so beautiful, and the autumnal, orangey, greeny colours are lovely. Hessel 35 miles. So that means then, already we passed the halfway point. So we're 44 miles in. By the end of the night, I guess, don't know what it will be, maybe about 60 miles in by tonight. And then, just the 19 miles to go to the end, but I was expecting to hit a halfway point, but no, even more. It's over halfway now. What a view down there. Spectacular. I mean, I know the scenery might not be as dramatic as the Lake District, Pennines, Scottish Highlands, but if you just have a general taste for hills and views and hilly views, and then this is it still ticks all the boxes. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, and also, like I mentioned not long ago, was that, when you can see me here, that this is good for November because you can still get a spectacular views, but you don't have to risk going into mountains in bad weather. And then, I think I was saying, considering doing the Dales Highway, but if I'd done that, right, and say the weather had been awful, then I just had to have cancelled it because I'd be up in the high mountains. Could be just a bit dangerous. There were high winds and high rain, but here, I mean, high winds and rain wouldn't be pleasant, but you're not at any extreme altitude or anything. The terrain is generally just much more friendly, if that makes sense. Moorland is much more rugged and wild and vicious, just is. The weather's amplified when you're out there, but here, it's more gentle. So I would say for this trail, I think if you can handle the isolation, then definitely do it. It's very quiet. I mean, I recommend trying doing it with someone because it's super quiet. But if isolation is something you like, and I do like solitude of walks, but after a while it does get to you a bit. That's why I want to go to hotels so I can, there's staff there, not just that I have a bed with Wi-Fi and everything. I can call family and speak to them. Keep myself occupied and have some company in some way. Regardless, it's the last day. I'm staying over tomorrow, train home, back to London. So just got to take in these last 2 days of the scenery. If you can see those out there, those are the most sheep-like cows, the way they're grazing at the top of the hill. Normally, don't really see cows. You mostly see them in very flat farmlands, while the sheep are more likely to have more upland grazing and certain things. You know what? It's so far away I can't tell if they're cows or horses. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if they were horses. Yeah, no, they're cows. They're cows. I mean, just this scenery is it's so marvellous and unique. I think in the summertime it's almost described as, when it's all green and luscious and wildflowers, and just blue skies. It almost looks like, the old Windows wallpaper. That sort of smooth green and blue background. Yeah, spectacular scenery. can see over there, there's some deer. I think that's a baby deer. No way. Might not be able to see it, but so the deer, they jump back over the barbed wire fence on the side before I could get closer. I was never going to get close to it though, because they're very evasive. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to see you. They just want to. So it looks like I'm going up. So down here and up there. Yay, more hills. Fucking hell. You know, it's certainly still quite a lot of elevation on this walk. It's not, you know, in terms of total elevation, you gain quite a lot. So don't be fooled thinking this is a flat walk, or it won't be as hilly as something like the Cumbria Way, for sure. Yeah, Cumbria Way, West Highland, where you actually have mountains you have to go up, like the highest point is 500, 600, 700 metres on those trails, whereas on this, the highest point is not even 300. Nevertheless, it's still difficult. Amazing. So I don't know if it counts or not, but I did see a couple walking the Wolds way, but they were only doing about 12 miles, so just a small section today. So, but then technically that's the first people I've seen sort of dedicating themselves to the trail, as you could put it. And the views today have been spectacular, but the hills have been lung busting as well. Ooh. So scenery wise it's a good one, but you know, it's definitely been fairly difficult. So I'm about 9 miles into the trail now, which means I'm about another 12, 13 to go. And yeah, I'm tired and a little bit of pain because yesterday was so long, and I'm going to be tired after today. And I've just got to push on tomorrow, get this done. Nice little woodland here. So I think I'm coming up close to Nunburn Home, about a mile or two. Nunburn Home, which I think it's a tiny little, like a hamlet. There's nothing there, no shops or village pubs or anything. We'll see you when I get there. That's no fucking good. How am I meant to get past this? Fuck. Find a way around. So I just managed to get around. There's a just about high up enough path under there, underneath the water. There's too deep. So you won't get through without getting your soles of your feet a little bit wet, but it's nowhere near as wet as I got in the Cumbria Way when I went across the stepping stones. My feet were submerged. Fortunately, that was okay, but irritating. But I could have been a lot worse. But yeah, just for future, if you see that, and it's flooded, it might not even be flooded when you come to do this, but yeah, it looks like to be a path around on the right hand side, or the left hand side if you're going the other way. Fuck it, you're fucking kidding me, man. This was the path all along. That wasn't even the path. So that meant I had to go back through that. My feet did go like way down, but good thing these boots are waterproof, so my feet aren't that wet. I think if they'd gone any further, then they'd be completely submerged and wet. That's so irritating, what an idiot. What an idiot I am. I think this is the path. The funny thing is, I could have just reached it from here, so I just went back for no reason. I'm not having a good time at the moment. I'm not having a good time. It is what it is. Sometimes you make these mistakes. So back onto footpaths now from the road walking. Saw a sign saying Goodmanham in 2 miles, which Goodmanham is very close to Market Weighton, which is a very, very, very big town in this area. But the issue is Market Weighton isn't actually en route. It's maybe about 20-30 minute walk off route. So a lot of people use it for, you know, accommodation because there's quite a lot there. But the problem is it's at least 30 minutes out the way. So it's up to you. I'm not a big fan of going miles off trail. Most I could do maybe 10 minutes. Don't like to go too far out the way on the trail. Because why? It's almost OCD. I want to just stick on the trail as much. I mean, when I go to North Newbold, I've got to, you know, walk probably about 10 minutes off the path. I'm just coming into what looks like maybe like a country park or something. Lovely, lovely colours. So it's not a million miles away now, probably about 13 miles. I'll just get up this path, follow this hill and see where that will take me. But yeah, fortunately today it's not as long as yesterday, because oh my word, I'm already very tired. Anyhow, I seem to think I bang on about being tired all the time. Just marvel at the views. Lovely. I don't know what the scenery tomorrow. I think it might be more woodland. I think the first stage of it is quite woodlandy. We'll see. So we've got 30 kilometres tomorrow from North Newbold to Hessel. That's including the 10-minute or so kilometre having to come back from North Newbold back onto the path. And then my train to Doncaster from Hessel was at 3:57, then gets in about 5, and I've got to wait about 20 minutes for my train to London King's Cross. So let's just hope all of that goes well. Yeah, so, I'll catch you in a bit. So many cows back there, fucking hell. I had to navigate through them. I think one there was a calf of one of them. And there seems to be some more up there. And just hope I get through safe. So I'm just about on the last 6 miles of the day, last 2 hours. So today has been nice, but it's scenery definitely has been a bit more basic as the walk's gone on. Sorry, there's someone behind me, in front of me, so I don't want to walk past filming and talking, it look weird. But I was saying, yeah, the scenery is, still very nice, but it's got bit more flatter as it's gone on, which does make it easier, and you can just put your head down. It's still very, very pleasant, but I think the reason you do it in the other direction, as well as because of the wind blowing in the with you, so it's not so difficult. It's also, I think the scenery is gets progressively better and better. Anyway, I don't know what the last few miles today will be like, and like I said, tomorrow might be quite nice in the woodland, or I'm not too sure. You can only see when you get there. So, yeah, got a few more miles to go, and I'll catch up when I make some more progress. Bit more lumpier terrain back here. It's nice. Started to rain again a bit. So tired. So tired. So, not long now, 10 or 20 minutes and hit the roadway. I could just go off track and walk another 10 minutes till I get to the hotel. So I think I won't bother doing any more filming until I get to the outside the hotel, because I mean the weather's lovely and this is very peaceful. Still fairly beautiful here, but it's not as much more to film. So I'll see you when we get there. Here we are, the new inn. Alright, so I'm in my room now. It's very nice, it's just slightly disconnected from the pub, so it's the bed there and the bathroom. Lovely. So, let's spin you around. I'm absolutely knackered. Fortunately not as long as yesterday, but still I'm absolutely knackered beyond belief. So yeah, I'm just gonna go chill, have some dinner, and then go to sleep. Breakfast in the morning and set off about 9. So yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, just leaving North New Valve now. Bit of road walking till I get back on the path. Good morning. Back en route. This is back to the path, the Wolds way. And what a lovely morning it is. It's beautiful. You know, like, love leaving at this time of morning. It's such a different feeling in the air when you start walking at like 8 or 9. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. So, like I was saying yesterday, today is only 19 miles down to Hessel, and that's 19 miles from the about a mile detour I took into North Newbold all the way to Hessel station. If you were to just not have taken that detour along the road into North Newbold and end at the actual end point, the actual distance would probably be 16 or 17 miles. And Hessel station's like a mile further along the trail, so all good. Well, so what a trip this has been, huh? Jeez. I would say definitely doing the Yorkshire Wolds way, don't try it in 4 days. I said don't even finish it today, obviously, but make it enjoyable for yourself. Do it in 5 or 6, you know, do 13, 14 miles. The thing is, I say that, it just depends. I had to do big mileage days because accommodation is so spaced out. I reckon if you want to like come in the summer, and it's much nicer to camp summer or spring, you could just take it however you want to do, 15 miles a day, nothing crazy. And even if you do go do 25, 26 miles in a day, you don't have to rush so much. You can set off at 9 or 10 and then happily finish at 7 or something. You don't have to rush before dark. It's like, because rushing 26 miles is such a difficult thing to do, honestly. But anyway, it's the last day, so I must get to Hessel station and let's continue. You know, for me, I think this trail really defines the difference between remote and wild, because this is not wild in the slightest. This terrain, it's mostly farmland and, you know, chalk hills. Even then, they aren't that wild because, you know, they're fairly hospitable, so more villages around. But it's obviously not wild like those last 2 days of the African Kintail Way. Like, that is wild in the UK standards, even though it's not perfect. Well, the African forest was pretty wild. That's wild, you know. There's no civilizations nearby, rugged mountains, rocky cliff edges, you know, dashing waterfalls. There's none of this here. But it's remote in the sense that you just don't see a single person around here. It's so quiet. These fields are deserted, and I notice you're more likely to see wildlife, even if the area isn't necessarily wild like this. If there's just such a lack of humans, you know, within the area, then you're more likely to see wildlife. That's an observation I seem to have noticed. So yesterday I was saying that today's walk is mostly woodland. As I was looking on the map this morning, you go past a lot of forest plantations, not past, I mean through a lot of forest plantations. and what the time of year to be doing it, because these autumnal colours are so pretty. Exited the woodland up this path. Look at the forest and these colours. So despite what I said about how difficult it is rushing the trail, I would definitely recommend the trail. I mean, it's so beautiful and so peaceful. It's just like, you're not going to have the problem of big crowds that you get on the West Highland Way. It's a very beautiful and peaceful trail, so I definitely recommend it. You know, maybe I feel different at the end of the walk. It can get really boring. I don't know. I'm thinking, the start towards the Humber might be a bit busier, or at the end for me might be busier and more rural industrial, but it is what it is. I'm just happy to be finishing today. So now where do we go? This way or that way? I think it's that way. Just descending down towards South Cave right now. So you don't actually go into South Cave, but you can use it as a place to stop. It's about 13 miles from Hessel, so you'd have to go off path slightly, and I believe there's quite a few accommodations there. I think we're sort of saying goodbye to the more hillier scenery, and we head through the woodlands, and soon we'll be by the Humber and flat, estuary side walking, so it's a big change in scenery today. Brantingham Church. So I've just reached over the halfway point for today, and so that means about 15 kilometres to Hessel. Probably even further above halfway, just to the end of the trail. I think the end of the trail is just a little bit before Hessel station. So yeah, it's been mostly woodland today, and it's been very, very pleasant. And soon I'm probably going to stop to have something to eat. Certainly seen more people on this leg. It's a bit more built up around here. Seen way, way, way more people. Seen a lot. I think because there's loads of villages nearby with footpaths connecting to the way. It's fine. For some time I was thinking, why haven't I seen a Yorkshire Wolds way sign in a while? And it's because I didn't take a long path on my map. I went the right way on my map, but obviously on all trails when I was putting it in, I must have put the wrong path. So about 2 miles was just going along a different footpath. But it's fine now anyway, back on route. But yeah, 2 miles is nothing. A little annoying, but it's only 2 miles. So I'm just on the last couple of hours of the walk now. Still fairly pleasant scenery wise. So I think I'm just gonna have had a bit of problem with so I've been filming using the internal SD card, and now seemingly I thought I put in the external one. I can't find it anywhere, something's going wrong, so I've only got about a minute of footage left. So I'm just gonna film slowly till we get there. So I'll see you at the end point. There is the Humber Bridge, out where my finger is, you probably can't see it. Nearing the end. Right, here's where I'll be stopping for lunch. To the views of the industrial hull. Hessel, 5 miles. 5 miles. Definitely a lot louder around here and less peaceful, so that's why I think it's good to go in the other direction, so save the best for last. It's okay now, I'm just saying, like, it's quite built up around here, so that's something to consider. Right, so I had to cross this fucking shit somehow. I think I've got to get to the other side. It's a bit risky, but I mean, it's on the road, so I'm not doing anything wrong. Okay, we made it. It's the other side. Whew. It's not too bad actually, the road isn't that busy, just so you know. It's not as scary as it might look. Finally at the Humber estuary now. Humber Bridge just over there. So I've had a fucking mare. You need to make sure when you're doing this, check about the tide, how high the tide is, because I was trying to walk down on that and it was impossible way back there when I just came off the busy road crossing straight down to the path down to there. It was impossible, so I had to go back through Ferriby looking for the right path to get back. Now I'm here. I think I'll just make it to the Hessel station in time for the train. But yeah, make sure you check. The end is in sight. The end is in sight. So I'll probably continue filming again when I get to the end point. So I'll catch you guys there. Here we are, at what is normally the start point. For me, it's the end. Oh, what a journey. Definitely don't do it in 4 days, like I said a million times, but yeah. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe. And that's been me. Hopefully I'll see you in another video in a couple of months. Take care.